In a season full of heartbreak, anger, sadness, whatever emotion you want to describe the New York Yankees, the only constant bright side was Gerrit Cole and his consistent run to eventually becoming the 2023 AL Cy Young Award winner. What's going on, guys? It's King of 161st Street. I'm back with another video, and Gerrit Cole had one of the better seasons in Yankees starting pitching history, coming in at a 15-4 record with a 2.63 ERA and a below 1 whip. That's insane. Most pitchers give up at least one runner per inning, and he was at 0.983, I believe. He is absolutely insane. He is fulfilling the prophecy of when he came here, being a Yankee fan growing up, having the sign. It's just amazing to see him fulfilling his dreams here in pinstripes, getting his first ever Cy Young. We have to beg the question now, can Gerrit Cole become the greatest pitcher in Yankees history? We've had a lot of history here with starting pitching. Whitey Ford, you have guys like Ron Guidry, a long history of starting pitching excellence. Yet Gerrit Cole might just be better than all of them. He's got electric stuff, figured out his pitch mix. Last year, cut down on the home runs, which was huge in getting him this Cy Young award, especially if he is able to be the ace on a championship team, which we are a little bit away from that. If he can be that ace on a championship team, is there any chance he could be remembered as the greatest Yankee pitcher of all time? I really do believe that's in the cards. He's got some prestige to him. He's got a fire to him. He's got an attitude. People respect him. He's got that type of mindset that I think people can get behind. I'm really going off of what perception will be, because that's the only thing that matters in these conversations about the greatest of all time, is perception. How are you perceived to have been? He's got this cachet about him that carries in this conversation. Along with that, he's got the numbers. This is one of the better seasons we've had in pinstripes. If he can continue this, he wins another Cy Young. He wins a championship. The sky's the limit for how he will be perceived here. And he's also coming a long way from 2021, when people like Gerrit Carabas or the Barstool guy, who all these media guys who kept talking shit about the whole sticky stuff situation, saying he'll never be the same pitcher again. Alek Manoah going on podcasts, calling him the biggest cheater in MLB history. He's not really that good. It was only the sticky stuff he was using. Well, now you get tested for that shit on the field, and he just won his first ever Cy Young, his best season in his career. So he shut down all that shit. He's shut down everything. And for Alek Manoah to be talking and now turn out to not even be able to succeed in the Florida Complex League, it's telling. Manoah's really an all bark, no bite type of guy. He's a guy who'll talk a ton of shit, but when push comes to shove, he's really the guy who's not that good. Let's talk about the NL side of things, because there is some things that pertain to the New York Yankees. Blake Snell won his second Cy Young award with the San Diego Padres. One reason he won this award is due to a familiar face to us, Gary Sanchez. Now, I'm going to put all my cards on the table right now. I am one of the biggest Gary Sanchez defenders on this app, so I am a little bit biased here. I think it's about time we start to ask the question, did the Yankees fail Gary Sanchez more than Gary Sanchez failing the Yankees? Seeing how he played this year, had an over 100 WRC plus, led a pitcher who used him as the designated catcher, like Gerrit Cole used Ben Rortvedt or Higgy. He used Gary Sanchez as the designated catcher. And when Gary Sanchez came in, his numbers went down, meaning Blake Snell's numbers went down. When he came in, he had 9 starts after that, up to July 15th, where he had a .53 ERA. And then, hell, he just won the Cy Young Award. Offensively, Gary Sanchez produced. Defensively, Gary Sanchez produced. Calling games, Gary Sanchez produced, the Yankees would have been salivating having a guy like Gary Sanchez on this 2023 team. That could have been the difference between us winning a few of these games in July and August. That could have put us in the playoff conversation, because for a lot of the season, we did have a dead spot at catcher. Ben Wortvit couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat for 2/3 of the time he was in there. I think it's about time we start to ask that question of, were Yankees fans too harsh on him? And I always thought they were. A lot of the Yankee players always came out and said, look, the narrative about Gary Sanchez is wrong. He is a very hard worker. Even Tyler Wade came out at one point and said he's the hardest working player in this locker room. Yet the media perception of him was he's a lazy player, and they take a lot of these bad plays, right? He had the bad slide with the Mets. He's had a lot of these situations, not hustling down the line, blah, blah, blah. A lot of players have moments like that. A lot of the best players in baseball have moments like that. The Yankees took it to a whole different level when he did it, and it messed with him. It fucked with him, because they're using his worst moments and saying that's the player he is. That's why his mental state wasn't good here. Well, you know what? I think having a guaranteed 20 to 25 home runs over a 162 season, I would have signed up for that this year, especially if he cleaned up some of the other stuff like he did in San Diego. I'm happy to see him succeeding over there. And hey, maybe in a Juan Soto trade, we could add him as an extra piece, because he's an older guy who may want a little bit more money moving forward, and they may not want to pay him since they have some money issues. Maybe he comes back. Who knows? Let me know what you think down below. Congratulations to Gerrit Cole and Blake Snell on the Cy Young Awards, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully the offseason will start to kick into gear soon, because it kind of sucks that I'm not recording consistently, but when there's nothing really to talk about, there's not much for me to do. So hopefully it kicks into gear. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.